Alright guys, we're here with Gabe. We're going to be changing his front hubs on his S13. He's going to do a little how-to on how to do it.
Yeah, what's up guys? So we're going to start off by showing you the tools you need. You want a breaker bar so you get a lot of leverage, and on here there's a 30mm socket, and that's what actually holds the hub on. So we're going to need also a socket, regular. This one's got a 19mm. This is to remove the brake calipers because you need that out of the way because it holds the whole thing in place. A hammer, and I use this with the screwdrivers to try to get the cap off of the hub, and some needle nose or regular pliers to remove the cotter pin that holds the nut in, and some gloves if you don't want to get your hands too dirty. So let's get started and I'll show you what you need to do. We're going to start off by removing the caliper. The reason we have to do this is because the hub is held in place, also the brake rotor is held in place by the caliper, and we need that out of the way so we can remove the whole assembly. So like I said, 19mm socket, and there are two big bolts right back here, and you're just going to want to break these loose. So I'm just going to break both of them loose. There's another one down here right there. See, just break both of those loose. I'm going to undo those, and that'll remove the entire caliper. Here, you want to get back here and show them which ones exactly I'm talking about. Yeah, it's this one right in here, that one right in here, and then there's also one on the bottom right here. So let me go ahead and I'm gonna, take those out of the way, and I'll take off the caliper. So I took off these two bolts from the back side, and now I'm just gonna go ahead and remove the caliper itself. As you guys can see, the rotor itself, usually you have, a screw holding it in place, but that's not the case this time. And also two of the bolts are missing, and that's the reason I'm changing the hub, is because it got stripped, or it fell out the back. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove the caliper. So there, remove the caliper. One thing is, you want to make sure you want to set that back there, and you don't want to hang it off the brake lines at all. You don't want that kind of tension on it, so make sure it's somewhere where the brake lines are slack. Now the brake rotor has just come off, and you can see the hub, and now you guys know why I need to change mine. Mine are missing two studs, and I tried putting new ones back there, but they wouldn't stay because the actual little, I think we use like a knurl or something, those are stripped. So now what you want to do is you want to take just a screwdriver or something to pop off this cap. And what I use is, a fairly small screwdriver, and that's what I use, a hammer also. I just get in here, tap a little bit, spin it around, try to get in from a different angle. You're kind of prying it back as you do that. And you want to do a little bit all the way around until you're finally able to pop it off. See, there you go, popped it off, nice and clean, didn't bend it or anything like that. And actually, okay, so there's supposed to be a cotter pin right here that keeps this big nut from backing out, and that's what I was going to use these for, to wiggle it out of there, bend it straight and pull it out. But apparently somebody has messed with these before and didn't put the cotter pin back in here, and that's kind of a safety issue. You want to make sure you put a cotter pin in there, because you don't want that nut backing out and your whole hub flying off while you're driving. So since that's not there, I don't have to take it off. But now I'm gonna use the big breaker bar with 30mm, and you want to get that nice and snug on there, and you just want to break it loose. Oh wait, was I going? Oh, I was going clockwise. Yeah, I was going clockwise. I was actually tightening it. You want to do counterclockwise. A good way to remember is lefty loosey, righty tighty, and that's for most cases. Sometimes it's not, but in this case it is. Oh yeah, see, it just broke loose. Now I'm able to just use it, back it out by hand all the way. And now the hub came out. And one thing I want to show you guys is that there is this little, I guess, I don't know what you want to call this, like a little washer. You see here that there are grooves on the right here. See, you want to make sure that you remove it. If your new one didn't come with one, you remove it and you put it in your replacement. Like I said, get this little washer and drop it in your replacement. I'm not putting in a brand new one because I was able to get this from a friend of mine. He did a 5 lug swap on his, and you know, his bearings are good and his hubs were good, and I got a good deal from him. And also these rotors are a little bit better than the ones I took off, so I'm going to make sure I put those on. But if yours aren't assembled, you know, it's pretty straightforward. Just like I took it off, that's how you're going to put it back on. So I'm going to go ahead and set that back in there, and I'm going to get that washer and make sure it goes on there properly. You want to make sure it seats within the grooves. And now it's going to go ahead and throw that nut back on there. I'm just going to tighten it by hand all the way until it finally seats up against the bottom there. And then I'm going to get that breaker bar with the 30 millimeter again. And this time, go clockwise to tighten it. Just going to go ahead and tighten a little bit. Now I'm going to go ahead and give it some good make sure that's nice and tight, and you want to toss a cotter pin on there. I'm going to go ahead and take a look in the garage and see if I have one. So I went inside the garage, looked around a couple drawers, and I was able to find a cotter pin. This is what it looks like right here. What you'll do is you want to drop that into that hole right there, and then you grab your pliers and, you know, you bend each side, you know, one way. So that one, I'm going to bend this way, the other one bend that way. And you want to make sure, you know, you get it nice and snug to where it's not going to be rotating and stuff like that. It looks like this is the wrong size cotter pin. You see how it's a little bit loose, but it's better than nothing. And I think, you know, that's the only size I had, so it'll do for now.
Ice cream, man.
Ice cream. Get some ice cream. All right. So, little dust shield got snug on there. Yeah. So you want to make sure that you get the little brake dust nice and straight, or brake dust shield nice and straight. See, oh, I think it's still catching a little bit, so I'm gonna go ahead and mess around with the shield a little bit until it's not rubbing on anything. There you go. It's not getting on anything. All right, and now I'm gonna toss the caliper back on, and you want to do it just the way you took it off. Sometimes what will happen though is you might have a rotor that's slightly bigger, like in my case, and what I'll do is I'll actually have to compress the piston, and you want to use a brake caliper compressor tool, or you can, you know, just shove something in there and tighten it. Or let me see here if I can actually get it back on without having to do that. Let me get this, break that. All right, let's see if I'll have to do that or not. Yeah, see, it's not really going on there. Yeah, so what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to compress the piston, because the piston pushes out and that's what gives you that brake force, and the piston's too far forward. So I'm gonna get a brake piston compressor, put it on there, tighten it so the piston pushes back, and I'll have more room to caliper back on. So I threw the caliper back on there. I was actually able to, you know, kind of finesse it into place. Now you want to throw those bolts back in there. Just gotta line it up, start them off by hand. Once they're started going in, I'm gonna do the bottom one. You want to just make sure you feel it, you know, started, and then go ahead and tighten them back up. And I don't need to show that. So then, last step, you want to throw that cap back on there. Oh, it just fell off. Because you want to actually kind of hammer it into place, because it's really a tight fit. This light tapping. Okay. Yeah, might take a couple of tries for you to get it to go in straight. Just light tapping, you don't need to go crazy and dent the cap all up. That's it, guys. Change the hub and the rotor, and that's about it. Make sure you have that cotter pin in there. You don't want that to back out. And that's pretty much it. Throw the wheel back on and you're good to get back on the road. Thanks, guys. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to our videos for more. We'll be doing some more videos like these, showing you guys how to actually do stuff on the cars. Let us know what you think if you want to see more videos like these. All right, thanks.